On this week's episode of SHS Today, Andre Gatlin is back again with Quote of the Day, Mitch Mazur goes in-depth in cosplaying, and Britlee Warren explores the relationship between music and teenagers. All this and more on this exciting episode of SHS Today.
Hello, Saline. Welcome to another edition of SHS Today. This time, we're coming to you live, actually recorded live, from the SHS studio.
But don't fret, Hornets, we have all sorts of measures in place to stay safe in a COVID-free work environment.
As you can probably tell, we are no longer sitting on a couch, but we are sitting 6 feet apart with plexiglass separating us.
With all the formalities out of the way, let me introduce myself. I'm Britlee Warren.
And I'm Mitch Mazur. Let's get into the show.
Something that really strikes a chord with teenagers is music. Because I'm curious about why students like to listen to music so much, I decided to investigate.
Music is everywhere. Whether you like pop, rock, or country music, it has an impact on you. The right tune can make you happy, pump you up before a big game, or even put you in your feels. To find out what music means to teenagers, I talked with some students.
I'll listen to songs to distract myself.
Because it just helps me focus and zone in on what I'm doing.
Because it helps me drown out distractions from the outside world.
Now that I had a better idea of how music affects teenagers, I wanted to talk with an artist to get a musician's point of view.
I write because it's a form of therapy. Almost, it's whenever I have something on my mind, it's easiest to just write about it, and whether that be journaling or putting it into a song. I like writing music better because then when I'm done, it's like I have something tangible to look back at.
Overall, I found that music has a big impact on students. Vibing with the SHS Today crew, I'm Britlee Warren. Back to you in the studio.
Lauren is currently taking music classes at Washtenaw Community College, and before the shutdown, she often performed at the Morning Owl in Milan. If you want to listen to Lauren's music, you can find it on all streaming platforms at Lauren Grace.
Is it that time again?
Time for what?
Time for another installment of Quote of the Day.
I thought it was karaoke time.
Don't feel bad, Britlee. Andre is here to take us on an inspirational journey. Take it away, Andre.
Hello, my name is Andre Gatlin, and today I bring you the Quote of the Day. So jumping right into this segment, today's quote is, "Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can." So during these times with the virus going around, a lot of our favorite places are closed and activities are canceled. So instead of just waiting around, you can be creative and come up with safe alternative ways so you can continue doing the things that you love to do. For example, I loved going to the movies with my family, but since the theaters were closed, I had to come up with another option that was still safe. So being creative, I used my mini projector I had laying around, put up a white sheet, popped some popcorn, and made an at-home movie theater for my family to enjoy. One of my good friends, Eli Lorette, has a similar experience as well. Eli's favorite activity to do was working out and play soccer, but since his soccer season was canceled, he had to find another way to continue practicing, but in a safe way.
So after your season was canceled, how did you continue working out in a safe way?
So me and my friends, obviously we wore masks and we were outside, so it's not like we were close together. We would go and make our own soccer practices, so we could stay on top of our skills and stay in shape.
And I know that's a big transition, than working out with your whole team, than working out by yourself. Was making that transition hard for you?
Definitely, it'd be hard for anyone, because when you're there at practice, you have that coach pushing you to be a better you, but when you're by yourself, there's no one pushing you but yourself. But yet again, it was still, better than doing nothing, because then you're still in shape and you're still pushing yourself to be the better you.
So overall, be creative and use what you have so you can continue doing the things that you love. I'm Andre Gatlin, and I'm reporting for SHS Today.
I don't know about you, but I feel really inspired to build my own at-home theater.
Me too. Maybe I could use an old cardboard box and a magnifying glass to make my own projector. Speaking of movies, one of my favorite aspects of movies is the costuming, and I'm not the only one. There's an entire community based around the concept of dressing up as characters from movies, video games, and other forms of media, and it's called cosplay. I decided to dig a little deeper into this hobby to see what it's all about.
Hey guys, it's me, Mitch Mazur, and I'm here to tell you about the art of costume making, also known as cosplaying. But I'm not very good at it, so I got some people who are, in my book, masters of the craft. These skilled crafters are Ren Beatty and Grace Yoders, who will bring us through the process of planning and creating.
I start by breaking down the costume into its individual components, like breaking it down into the top, the bottom, a jacket, and any details that there are, and then breaking down those individual pieces further into the different shapes that are used to make them.
Makeup is probably one of my favorite parts of doing cosplay. It can, if the goal is kind of to look more like animated, if you're like a character from like an animated TV show. So it's fun to like, you know, try to use like illusions to like have your eyes appear bigger, or like, you know, your nose appear more like it does in the cartoon. And like I cosplay a lot of male characters, so making my face look more masculine is another way that I use makeup. But yeah, I think it's a really big part of it.
Big thanks to both of you for introducing us to the art of cosplay. You all can find Ren's work on Instagram. And a reminder for beginners: don't be discouraged by other people's work. That's all the time I've got for today. Back to you in the studio.
That looks like a lot of fun. I'm really impressed that people can look so much like some of my favorite characters. Maybe I should try that out sometime.
While we have decided not to include it in our show, one of our teammates put together a package about COVID vaccinations. Be sure to check it out on our YouTube channel at Saline Video.
Well, that's all the time we have this week. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Britlee Warren.
And I'm Mitch Mazur. Tune in next week for our next show on February 19th, featuring stories of the fall play, teenage mental health, and a brand new installment of Totally Tubular Tech.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at SHS Today, as well as Instagram and YouTube at Saline Video.
Have a great week, Hornets.